I'm Janice.
I'm James.
And we're Unstable Culture.
So this is our Tuesday check-in. So if you guys like these videos, go ahead and like and subscribe. Check out the website for more information on any upcoming things they're going to be doing on these. Go ahead.
We're a mental health channel where we talk about our mental conditions and show you guys what we do to help us cope, what we like and everything. One of the things that helps us cope is playing video games. So you're going to see a lot of video games related stuff on our channel. Some video game gameplays of different games that we're playing, like Assassin's Creed or Ghost of Tsushima. And any kind of new games that we also get, like Sword Art Online is one of the games that we have gotten and have played a little bit online.
So yeah, you'll be seeing us stream and stuff like that, and that, like I said, that is actually for us. The streaming is just to give you guys some extra content to look at, to watch, and stuff like that. But yeah, but we are a mental health channel, and yes, so the video games help us cope with what we do. Primarily, yeah, it's a lot of it is her. I have issues with stuff with the video gaming at times and stuff like that. But yes, it helps us. So I mean, yes, you will see video game related content. You'll also see anime and stuff like that. That we talk about. When we get the chance to do that kind of stuff, because that is also something that we do to cope, is watch anime and stuff like that.
The other thing that also helps us cope is we like to travel and go to places that help us calm down and relax. Some traveling is of nature, as you have seen within previous videos. We went to the wildlife sanctuary, animal wildlife sanctuary, and just past few weeks ago we went up to Red Rocks to film the sunrise.
So yeah, you'll see videos of our day trips and stuff like that. Obviously, because of what's going on, it's kind of hard to do any extra traveling outside of some day trips with helping out with family and with COVID and all that fun stuff. So. But we'll try to get as much content of that out as we can, because yeah, a lot of that is just getting away from just not where we're getting away from just like, I guess you could say the norm would be, I guess would be the best way to put it. Helps us, helps with our mental state and everything like that.
Yeah. And the other traveling that we like to do is also go to conventions, like the Comic-Con conventions and anime conventions. And since this year there's none that is going on, we're not able to do it this year. But hopefully next year we can.
Yeah. Do you want to go first? We'll check in how last week went.
Sure, I could go ahead and go first. In regards with my mental state for the past week, it has actually been really high with my anxiety. And with my anxiety, once it starts going high, it also starts causing me depression, which anxiety and depression also filters into our mental conditions. And once that hits really high, it turns around and makes things a lot worse, especially in regards with my condition, DID, Dissociative Identity Disorder. There is times where when my anxiety is high, that I have a hard time trying to control the other personalities that want to come out. It is different for everybody. Some people have their personalities just come out. But I have been working with the ones that I am aware of. on a constant basis of making sure that I'm trying to talk to them as much as I can to find out exactly what's going on and what is it that they need. With that being said, I had one that I would say is the problem child, basically, and started acting like she was another one of the personalities, so that I would know the difference when she was trying her best to take over. When they do tend to take over, if I am not aware, I do lose time. And within certain cases, I do feel like I've missed about a day and a half of last week, but I am not entirely sure of what I had fully missed. One day in particular that I know for sure that I'm not even really sure is actually last Thursday. I don't know what had gone on last Thursday. And then besides that, like yesterday, my depression was actually really high due to a situation the night before that actually happened, and one of the personalities decided to tell me that I was actually I ruined everything, including our bedding, and we have these beautiful, gorgeous, nice tatami mats that we have gotten, and I spilt Dr. Pepper on them by accident. And the way that it spilled is I went to grab the game controller, unaware that it was actually plugged in to charge to the PlayStation, because I did not see the cable. I just grabbed the controller, lifted it up, and I thought I had it away from the can where I had the can, but since I did not realize it was plugged in, I knocked over the can, and I started freaking out when I knocked over the can and thought that the can was actually a full can, and it spilt all over the place, on the tatami mat, on the mattress, on our comforter, and everything like that. I was being told it was a full can, and James was telling me it wasn't. So that is how things had gone from that. At that point, when that happened, that also, to my knowledge, actually triggered James, which caused James to be triggered all day yesterday. But I don't know for sure, because we didn't really communicate about what was going on. All I did was just try to make sure he was okay and tell him that things are going to be fine. But that is how last week was going for me.
As last week was okay, except for obviously the incident with the bedding and all that. Yesterday, yeah, I was triggered to some degree. Biggest issue, I didn't sleep the night before because of what had happened. Because yeah, she triggered me because when she's in that state, it's as if I'm not even here. She doesn't listen. She doesn't communicate with me at all when I'm in a state, really. When she's like that, trying to get her to just talk to me or even acknowledge that I'm there is a challenge, and for me that makes me feel like I don't exist, and that's like what's going on around me is just hallucination, so therefore what I'm doing doesn't matter because everything's fake, and I'm just hallucinating it, and everything like that. So yeah, it makes things hard to the point where I didn't sleep probably more than 15 minutes that night, and on Sunday night, Monday morning, and for me, with the responsibilities I have, which is helping my mom with my dad, especially when it comes to making sure he gets ready when he needs to go out for his labs and stuff like that. The fact that I was upset because all of that happened that night, the night before, when I had to be able to be I had to be ready and and be on my best game, I guess you could say, to help my mom out. And when all that happened, all I could think was, obviously someone hates me because they're trying to make it hard so I can't do what I need to do. And that was part of it. So yeah, yesterday was a challenge because all I felt was like, I'm obviously exhausted because I hadn't slept, and feeling like, okay, well, obviously they did this because they just want me to crash. They want me to be, have a even worse episode, because for schizophrenics, the biggest thing is our mental stability. A lot of it is very much tied into our sleep in regards to that. So the less sleep we get, the harder it is for us to keep a mental hold on what's going on. So yeah, and Janice knows this, and the fact that all of that went down right when we were trying to go to bed meant I basically didn't sleep. I mean, 15 minutes is not enough to, anything. And it made me feel like from that point till, all day yesterday and even partially today, it's still feeling that, basically I was being sabotaged so that I can break and I can end up locked up or dead, because, to put it simply, like I'm being pushed to either end up getting locked up or kill myself, because that's what they want. That's what, that's what everybody wants. And so yeah, I mean, yesterday I wasn't okay. I didn't, last night I slept a little bit better, but I still end up waking up, multiple times in the middle of the night because of, things that are going on and all of that. So yeah, I'm very much just kind of, I'm here right now and just trying to get things done. I gotta make sure, I get sleep tonight, because if I don't, that's gonna really screw things up for tomorrow, and I have to help take my mom to the doctor tomorrow. So I'm hoping that nothing happens tonight or today to cause it to be like that, because I've got to do this. I can't, I already feel like I'm not doing anything or enough anyways, and when stuff like that happens, it makes me feel even worse. So that's how I've been feeling.
And also to clarify in regards to his statement about a minute ago about that's what everybody tells him. It's the voices that he hears and the hallucinations that he sees. And it's on a constant daily basis that he goes through that. There is days where they actually are louder than...
I don't get a break from any of it. I don't get a break. I'm never ever get a break from the abuse that I get from my hallucinations, whether it be auditory or visual. It's always there. Sleeping is a chore because of them pushing me to keep me from sleeping, or them using that time, or basically, as I say them because it's what it is for me. It's them. I see them now. Not just me and Janice in this room. There's another Janice in this room too, but there's also my mom, my dad, my sister, her parents, the kids, everything like that, is in this room right now, and yes, I am being yelled at and being told to hurt myself and being told to just end it because I'm just going to screw everything up. So that is, you know, a constant battle with me. And yes, the more tired I am, the harder it is for me to fight and deal with that. So it's very much, it's a struggle every day because I don't ever get a break. I never get a break from this, and it's, you know, trying to get anybody to understand what that really means. It's, you know, because Janice gets breaks from her condition at times. I never get one, and just constant bombardment 24/7, even when I'm sleeping, because of the way my dreams go. There's times I don't want to sleep because of the way my dreams go, because of what I'm being seen and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if I'm actually sleeping or if I'm awake when it happens, because, you know, but sometimes, so it is this constant battle with all of that.
And in regards for, like, both of us, sleep is really important. And I know that there is times that James thinks that I get more sleep than him. And yes, I would admit, yes, there is times. But I also do have times where at night when I try to go to sleep, I do have other things that kind of filter into my mental state. At night, I do have other personalities that do like to take over. And especially when I am fully exhausted and completely tired is the only time that they take over. And there is times that I don't know exactly what's going on or what has happened. I don't know for sure if, because in the past what would end up happening would be that I would take off in the middle of the night and not be aware of it.
And now she shakes or talks with me. So I know she thinks I don't know, but I do, because I'm awake talking to them, trying to get them to allow her body to sleep. So I do know, because I am awake. Because she'll shake, or she'll start talking in her sleep, or she'll talk to me. So yeah, I do know what's going on, because she may be asleep, but I'm not. So.
And in regards with those situations, when those happen, I tend to be more exhausted the next day. And yes, I'm not aware of when they happen or why they happen, but part of that has to do with my past. And a lot of bad things happened in my past that, yes, at some points in times it's hard to talk about for me personally, but for some of my other personalities it's easier for them to talk about. And my personalities were ways of me coping with whatever situation was going on at that time. That's how they manifest. It was basically a form of coping, but also a safety structure on when these personalities formed and came about. But other than that, yes, I don't know all supposedly 26 personalities that I have, and I'm only aware of the ones that allow me to know that they're existing and that they're there. And from there, yes, I do work with the ones that I am communicating with a lot. And there is some that just want to rest because they're tired as well, and their job is done, so to speak, in some ways. But yeah, other than that, that's how my condition is. And when both of us don't get a full rest, it is hard for us. And it's also hard for us to work with each other because the lack of sleep gets us to end up triggering each other without realizing, or when we do realize, we try our best to basically help each other out, but it is really hard when both of us are actually triggered. My biggest difficulty in regards when James is triggered and I am triggered at the same time is trying to get through to him, because I'm not entirely sure if he is hearing me or if I am being drowned out by the others.
And for me, it's hard to tell because I spend more time with the other, I'm calling her the other Janice because she's not the one sitting next to me, but I guess they could say the one that abuses me constantly. I spend more time with her than I do with than I do with the one with Janice sitting next to me. And for me, there's no difference between the two except for one abuses me all the time and never says anything nice, never says anything that makes me feel wanted or anything like that. And with Janice here, she does say things, but it's not on a constant basis, and I'm not asking her to, obviously, because that just that would feel, to me it would feel fake or whatever, but that isn't a reasonable thing to be like, oh, you need to constantly reassure me, because that just doesn't work, for her or anything like that. So it's very much a state of, I just, for me, it's a battle all the time. There's no break ever, and I'm just trying to deal with that as best I can, and just trying to be okay, and trying not to do something basically stupid, like hurting, that ends up hurting myself. Because that's all they basically want. I mean, very, very rarely do they ever talk about anything else than that. And even when they do, it's usually something that's going to end up hurting me in the long run. So that's kind of where things are. But yeah, so anything coming up this week? I know you're almost done with your review.
Yeah, I'm going to be actually doing 2 reviews. It is something that I've actually thought about. I'm actually, with the latest game that we got, I have actually been playing it to do the reviews, and the first review was going to be my main initial review. However, when working and doing the voiceover, I realized that it's more of a comparison review than anything. And after I'm done with that, I am actually going to go ahead and do a full-on game review of Fairy Tale. I know that you're also working on
I don't want to call it a review, but my impressions and my feelings about Ghost of Tsushima, and just, I guess, how special of a game it actually is, especially for me, and all that. So those are going to be coming up. Those are two things that'll be coming up.
Other videos that I will also be working on, just to let you guys know, is I am going to be working on some of our past compilation videos of places that we have gone. We have gone to Stranahan's Whiskey Distiller, that I am going to go ahead and get all of that footage together and everything like that. It won't be any much of a audio. I haven't decided. The trip that we had taken to San Francisco so that our daughter could at the time check out a art college over there.
We did some, besides that, we did some really cool stuff. We got to go to the Japanese garden and stuff like that, so that was a really neat thing.
So yeah, I'm going to be making a video out of that as well. Majority of all of that was all pictures based, no real film footage.
Yeah, I have some on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, I filmed a lot of stuff on my phone. That's actually.
Yeah, I tried to, but I even tried to do like that whole, like John Dobb does on the
Yeah, we could, but you didn't know how to do that at the time.
No.
So. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, I mean, you're gonna see kind of just how rough some of our previous stuff was, because we didn't know what we were doing, honestly. But yeah, so I guess a lot of that's coming.
Yeah, and I'm also going to be working on, because another thing I'm working on is last year's footage that we got from when we were at NDK. Yes, we've talked about that in our previous videos. Excuse me. Yes, we talked about that in our previous videos, about how we like to go to Nandatsukan, NDK, and this year we're not going to be doing that because they're not holding it. So I figured that I would go ahead and do last year, combine all of last year's footage and videos of NDK and have that posted up around in September when NDK comes. The other things that we have going on is we're also trying to plan a trip up to Estes Park and get some footage there and pictures and
some video and stuff. Just, it's a beautiful place if you've never been. So that's just kind of, yeah, it's a mental day trip for us. So yeah,
and then also in September we're also thinking about going to Colorado Springs for the Garden of the Gods.
Garden of the Gods. You said Garden of the Gods. You pronounced that funny.
Did I?
Yes, you did.
Did I?
Yes, it's the Garden of the Gods. It's a huge, beautiful place down in the Colorado Springs area. And hopefully by that time we'll add a new tool to our thing to bring some other interesting shots for you guys. So just gotta keep an eye out for that, and obviously our check-in, and we are still looking to do our live Q&A. It's just, yeah, there's just been so much stuff going on. It's been really hard to get that nailed down and everything like that. So
yeah. But the live Q&A is still in works. When we have more information, we'll let you guys know. But other than that, that's all I have.
That's all I got either.
Okay. Again, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you have not already subscribed to our channel, go ahead, subscribe, ring that bell, and bye.
Bye. Thanks, guys.